So are you sick and tired of that crappy supermarket bread loaf? Who isn't? I'm going to show you guys and gals how to make your own bread loaf today. So it only takes one day. You don't need to wait a couple of days to do this. In addition, we might do something with the bread loaf afterwards as well, but we're not going to loaf around today. Well, I can't really promise everything, but what I can promise you is a delightful bread loaf, and also we might make a croque monsieur as well. So hope you guys and gals are going to enjoy it today. So the first thing we want to do is get the bread mix on the go. So we're going to need 280 ml or 1 cup plus 1/5 of a cup of water. We don't want to kill the yeast, so it's super important that we get the temperature right. So we don't have it too cold or too hot. Now I find 35 Celsius or 95 Fahrenheit is a good optimal temperature for my yeast. So we're going to need 2 teaspoons of dried active yeast. Give that a little cheeky mix through. In addition, we're going to need 15 grams of fine granulated sugar or 1 1/4 tablespoons. So once this is incorporated, we're going to set this aside and start weighing out the dry ingredients. So we're going to need 500 grams of sifted bread flour or 4 1/4 cups. Also, we're going to need 10 grams of salt or 1/2 tablespoon. In addition, we want 30 ml or 2 tablespoons of canola oil or vegetable oil. So you want to just give this a little quick mix up before you start adding the yeast mix, because if you have any concentrated salt in one area, it could potentially kill the yeast. So just give it a quick little cheeky mix. Once that's done, then start adding your yeast mix. Get your hand in there and then just give it a cheeky mix around until it's all bound together. So once that's pretty much bound together, take it out of the bowl, set that aside, you're going to need it later on, and then we're just going to start giving this a knead. Now when it comes for kneading, I use both of my heels of my hands to push the dough and then use my fingers to pull it back. So we want to do this for about 5 to 10 minutes just to build up the structure and pull that gluten content in there until it's nice and smooth. So is it ready yet? Needs more work. What about now? Nope, still needs more work. What about now, chef? Just a bit longer. Now we're there. Beautiful, nice and soft. You got that nice, beautiful, smooth finish. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to pop this back into our bowl. A little touch of flour on top as well, just to stop it from sticking to the cling film when we cling it over. So this is wrapped up nice and tight, fantastic. What we're going to do is put this into a warm place for about an hour or so, just until it's doubled in size. So finally, after an hour and a half, the bread dough has finally doubled in size. Look at that little cheeky beauty right there. Fantastic. So we're going to take it out and also knock it back. So we're just going to knock the air out of it. And then we're going to fold it into the middle. So now is the time to start shaping the dough. So what we're going to do is just very carefully start to shape it up into that beautiful loaf that we want. And once we're happy with the cheeky shape of that beautiful loaf, what we're going to do is oil a bread tin. So you don't need a lot, you just want about a teaspoon of canola oil or vegetable oil. I'm going to wipe that all over the bread tin. So now that cheeky tin is oiled up, what we're going to do is just gently pop in our shaped loaf into the tin. And then you just want to brush the top with just a little small amount of oil, just to stop it from sticking to the cling film when we put it over the top. In addition, this will add a nice, beautiful golden color to it as well. So put the cling film over the top and keep it nice and loose. Now it's super important you keep it loose because you're going to restrict it from proving. So as it proves, the cling film will move up with the dough and it won't get knocked back. So keep this nice and loose, don't put it tight. And we're going to pop this back into the warm room for another hour, or until it's doubled in size. So while you're waiting, go grab yourself a cup of tea, do a bit of washing up, and also put your oven on to 180 Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit as well. So this has risen beautifully. So what we want to do is just gently take off the cling film, and then just to check to see if it's ready to go. If you do a nice little check, if it doesn't bounce back like so and it has your fingerprint there, it's good to go. You don't want to prove it any further, otherwise it will be overproofed. And if you overproof it, what could happen is it could collapse in the oven as it's cooking. So this is perfect, this is good to go. So that's ready to cook. So we're going to pop this in the oven now for about 20 to 30 minutes. Look at that. So this is when you realize patience is the key for this. So this is almost done. So it's had about 20 minutes. I'm just going to carefully just take it out of the tin. And what we're going to do is going to pop this back into the oven just for another 5 minutes. And there it is. Look at that cheeky little devil right there. As I said before, patience is the key to get this right. Be super, super patient when it comes to proofing. Let it double in size, making sure you get all those little key elements right, and you can have yourself a nice homemade cheeky loaf, sorry. Also, super important, we're going to let this cool down. Make sure you pop it onto a cooling rack, let it cool down for 20 minutes. Don't be tempted to cut into it and start eating it. What? I couldn't wait. So I thought I'd give you a little bit more of a close-up of this little cheeky bad boy right here. Goodness me. All that beautiful proofing earlier on, and it's just crisped up, fluffed up nicely. Nice, beautiful crust. It's nice and soft in the middle. And also, if you're wondering how do you know when it's cooked, by giving it a little tap or a flick under the bottom, you'll hear a nice hollow noise, then you know your bread is done. So this is finally cooled down, so let's have a little cheeky look inside. Are you guys ready for this? I hope so. Look at that little cheeky beauty right there. So, so soft. Nice, beautiful crust. Doesn't get any better than that. So you know what this means. Start making your own bread. Stop buying that rubbish from the supermarkets. You're going to enjoy it, trust me. So guys, I can't stop there. We're going to have to make some croque monsieurs, so you better get something to eat now, because this is going to make you seriously hungry. So we're going to need 2 slices of that beautiful homemade bread. Thick or thin, to your own preference. In addition, we're going to need 2 slices of Black Forest ham. And yes, it is bigger than the sandwich, but that's all a part of it, right? So we're going to need 115 grams or 1/4 pound of mature cheddar. And this is English coastal cheese. In addition, we're going to take a few little cheeky slices of mozzarella as well. I say a few, but 4. Then we're going to sandwich it beautifully. So next thing we want to do is get a hot pan on with a little bit of butter in there as well. I say a little bit. A knob of butter, 20 grams, roughly about that. So before we add the butter, we're going to add a tablespoon of oil to the pan. Canola oil or vegetable oil, whichever your preference. And then we're going to add those little slices of butter, so roughly about a tablespoon or 20 grams, like I said before. Unsalted butter. So once that starts to sizzle, drop your sandwich in. And then give that about 5 minutes each side. So after about 5 minutes, give it a little cheeky flip. Oh my goodness me, look at that. And then if it's not quite totally melted in the middle, you can always pop this in the oven for just 2-3 minutes just to finish it off. And there it is, amigos. That beautiful cheeky croque monsieur. I hope you guys are ready for this. Goodness me, look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Just to give you that extra little look at it. Absolutely delightful. What a little cheeky devil right there. So there is our beautiful, crispy croque monsieur. Oh my goodness me. I think I need to try this. So here we go. It's our first cheeky bite. As long as it's not too hot. I've let it cool down just a little touch. Oh my goodness me. The cheese, the ham, the mozzarella, oh my goodness me. And that beautiful buttery, crispy crunch on it. Let me give you one more little bite. Very happy with this. So good. You guys and gals need to give this a try. You won't be disappointed, especially with the homemade bread. So that's it, amigos. I hope you enjoyed the video. Whether you guys and gals want to make a loaf or two is entirely up to you, but you won't be disappointed, and you won't be disappointed with that Croque Monsieur. So good. Give it a bash. Feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and if you want to share this video with your friends, family, always appreciated. I'll be on Twitch Tuesday to Friday, 10 AM Mountain Time as always. Link is in the description box below. But until next week, amigos, stay cheeky.